So, all right. Well, let's begin by, this will be good. This will be good. Let's go ahead and stretch the shoulders. Let's go ahead and do some. Didn't mute my friends on Zoom, but it looks like they muted themselves. So
your name is
Kim.
Kim. Yeah.
You did.
When you had time.
And I did not go the other way. I did not touch the money. I have not seen it. I mean, it's like the Lord threw it on my desk in the house. I haven't even looked at it yet.
It's really, would you do it again?
I don't know. Let's go ahead and stop, raise them up, try to touch the ears and drop them down. I don't know. You know,
It's a big job.
it was a big job. It was a big job. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see, you know, in the coming days, what comes of it as far as like people staying connected.
What are you speaking of?
And go ahead and lower. I was part of the Corrales Garden Tour yesterday.
yes.
So put one hand down on the chair. Let's take the other one up and lean over. So we had 1,000 people walking through my property.
So they signed a guest list or whatever?
A lot of them did. Let's switch and go the other way. So a lot of people signed. So, which is good, right? Because that's the reason I did it, was so people would know where I was. And I heard really positive feedback. Let's go back to the first direction. And to the other side. And come back to the start. Nice. Go ahead and take your either hand, either your right or your left. You're going to go across your body and visualize that you're going to tap the wall behind you. And then we're going to come back and tap the wall on the other side. And we'll just do this a couple of times. You feel that spine starting to open up. You might feel a nice little pop. Reaching back. And one more time, each direction.
Last time I was there, I bought this beautiful necklace with the purple stones. I have it hanging in the bathroom where I can look at it, you know.
Oh.
But I always think about it. You want to see that.
That one was pretty. We're going to work on opening up the vagus nerve just a bit. So I'm going to have you take an ear and go towards your shoulder. And so it feels like your energy is going down. But that ear that's pointing up towards the ceiling, visualize that you could lift it up. And maybe the way I was taught was like you'd have like a balloon tied to it. You're just going to, a helium balloon lifting up. But feel that opening right through the neck right here. And go ahead and release this to the other side. So drop that ear towards the shoulder. And then feel this spot right here opening up by lifting up that ear. And release and bring those heads up. So that's opening up the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve helps to stimulate the parasympathetic, which helps us go into rest and digest. So, all right, let's go ahead and do our spine. We're going to continue to move that spine to keep it nice and loose by putting the hands on our knees. We'll do our cat-cow. Go ahead and lean forward, looking up, and push back, curling, touching the chin to the chest. Pulling forward, and as you look up, extend that chin just a bit. Feel that stretch across the chest as you're also opening up the spine. And we'll keep going back and forth. And you can follow me, or you can find a pace that is a little more comfortable for you. Now, I do worry when Mark doesn't show, right? Because usually I thought, oh, I'll be here. I have to message him.
We had a rough weekend.
Could be. And bring your body upright. Let's do our egg beater. So lift that rib cage up, and we'll do circles with the ribs. And have that energy starting with the ribs, right? We're not moving the shoulders, although they're moving. It's really moving from the center of the body. And find a place that feels comfortable to stop and change direction. And we'll come back to center. Keep that body lifted up. Put your hand on your belly and push out so you can feel the belly pressing against the hands, but don't let the hips change. So what I don't want you to do is to move the back to get that belly out. Push the muscles in the belly out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So push it out and then suck it in. So we're going to warm up those belly muscles. You can add a little breath now. So as you pull it in, push the air out. And then as you extend it out, you bring the air in. Here it comes.
Here we go.
He's the opposite of the devil, I think.
Do a couple more times. And bring your breath back to normal, relax your body. Nice way to warm up the core, strengthen these core muscles, but it also reminds you of how you should be breathing through the belly, right? A lot of times we breathe through the chest and we're not getting our full capacity. So you want to breathe in through the belly and draw that breath in deep. And a lot of times when we say take in a deep breath, we raise the chest up.
So you're talking about where you were.
You know, I had a rectal problem. I could bring it.
Oh, that's too
Oh,
bad.
I did not pick up this.
And so as we usually practice, we take a deep breath. You feel people like bring their chest up and we puff up and we tuck in, right? But that's the opposite. When you breathe in, you should tuck up, you know, lower the chest and bring in the belly, you know, down inside here. So, all right, let's go ahead and warm up our legs. So we're going to go ahead and swing those knees. Might feel some popping. So I got off track there.
We're all very glad that you're here.
Sorry, we just,
Well, thank you so
Bob
much.
just came in, so we're just a little distracted there. Let's do some circles. Let's do some circles. And you might feel some popping as you release a little bit of trapped air inside the kneecaps. Go ahead and change direction. You want that air to be released, right? That's what's that causing stiffness, maybe some pain. And as you release that air, fluid moves in, and then your joints move a lot smoother. And let's go down to our ankles. We'll do those circles, but now with the feet. You might feel some popping, you might hear some popping, and change direction. And point and flats. And go ahead and rest those feet. Whew, good job. All right, let's start moving our body. Let's go ahead and let's walk in place. And you can keep your hands on your hips. You can keep them on the chair if it helps keep you stable. Also helps lift your body. Or if you want some extra energy, you can lift those arms up, however it feels comfortable for you. But we're just going to get some energy moving in the body. Everyone here's, we got our arms up. Why don't you go ahead and open those fingers wide, close them up, open wide. Get those fingers involved now. Pick up that pace just a bit. Lift those knees up a little higher. And go ahead and rest those hands down, rest those feet. Good job. We're going to go ahead and put our hands on our knees. We're going to lift them straight up to the sky. And as you do, you feel your belly open up and then push them back down. As you push them back down, visualize that you're in either water or maybe you're in a vat of honey, right? And as you push them down, it's not really easy. You have to really like push against. That's going to add some resistance. That resistance is going to build the chest and the back of the arms. You guys have good imaginations, right? So lift those arms up, push them down, lift up, and push down. Now, as we add this tension, we're going to add our feet at the same time. So if you need to scoot back, you can, but as our hands come up, both feet are going to come up and lower back down. And we'll do this for 10. 1, through the honey. 2, maybe jelly, what do you want? Peanut butter. 3, it is. 4,
Unstirred peanut butter.
unstirred peanut butter. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. All right. We'll keep our hands here. This time we're going to open them up and we're going to open up. And as you open them up, take those fingers and spread them out. Try to touch those shoulder blades together. So now we get a nice opening through here. So we open up those arms As we bring them down, visualize that someone's holding you. Sometimes I watch scary movies. Old Dave does. I don't like them. Visualize there's these creepy people behind you grabbing your arms, and you have to pull back down to your knees. All right. So we open up, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and you have to pull them back down. Let's lift those legs up. We'll do this for 10. 1, pull back down. 2, 3. Was the honey better? 4, and then the creepy people behind you.
Try not to pick
5,
up.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring it back. Nice. All right. You might feel like you need to wiggle the shoulders just a bit. Go ahead and loosen them up. Whew. Let's bring those hands up to our shoulders. We're going to have our trays of food. And so my hands have to be super flat. This is a nice little way to stretch those palms. This might be hard for some of you. Some of our flexibility might have been lost and their hands might be here. But if you can, pull it back as far as you can. We're going to push those palms up towards the ceiling and lower those palms back down. Still visualizing that you have those heavy trays here. As you do, one leg's going to raise up. And we'll alternate to the other side, and we'll do this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's put those hands to the side. So now I still have my hands flexed. My shoulders are really pulling back so that my hands will be flat against the walls next to me. I'm going to push out and then bring those hands back. As I do, one leg is going to rise up and it comes back, and then I alternate to the other leg. All right, let's do this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and give those arms a rest. Whew, good job. Go ahead and bring your body up to the front of your chair just a bit, but find a nice stable position. So even though I'm at the front of the chair, I'm going to spread my legs out so that I don't feel like I'm going to slide out. We're going to reach up towards the ceiling. We're going to pull that rope. We're going to pull it all the way down this time, touch the ground, and come back up. So we reach up, pull it all the way as if you're placing it on the ground, and come back up. Let's do each side for 5. 1, bring it all the way down. 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. Or as far as that feels comfortable for you. Let's do the other side. 1, pull it all the way down. 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down and back up. Nice. So now my rope is to the side here. And so I'm going to reach across as far as I can. I'm going to try to keep my hips facing forward. So I reach across, I get a nice stretch here. So I'm going to reach across, grab that rope, but it almost as if I'm passing it to someone on the other side. So we still have that all the way that working through. And then we'll do this side for 5, and then we'll switch into the other side. 1, let it go on the other side. 2, let it go. 3, 4, 5 on the other side. Let's switch sides. 1, across the body. 2, 3, 4, 5, and let it go. Nice. Our next move, we're going to use this space that's between our legs. And so I'm going to tap the ground, but as I tap the ground, my other hand's going to go up towards the ceiling. This is a nice stretch across the side here. If this is difficult, you can come and put your elbow on your knee and reach up, and you still get that same stretch across the side. So you can either touch the ground, touch the sky, or you can touch the knee, still visualizing that you're touching the ground, touching the sky. All right. So let's do one side and then we'll switch and do the other side. 1, ground, sky. 2, ground, sky. 3, ground, sky. 4, 5, and up. That feels really good right here, doesn't it? These are hard areas to get to, so I like to be able to work this out. Yes, yeah, it's good for the. All right, so I'm gonna do the other side, and you might not feel the same. So maybe you touch the ground on this side, maybe this side you want to go to the knee, however it feels good for you. So let's do 5 on this side. 1, ground, sky. 2, ground, sky. 3, ground, sky. 4, ground, sky. 5, ground, sky, and back up. Nice. All right. Some of you might get some dizziness going up and down. Just go ahead and take a deep breath in. The eyes closed. You can center yourself by putting your hands onto your legs. That reminds your body that you're here. And relax. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and find our weights. At home, if you don't have weights, you don't have to use weights, or you can use water bottles or even canned food. Just make sure that you can hang onto them safely. We'll start with our bicep curls. Let's go ahead and put our hands on our knees, palms facing away from you, facing me. We're going to curl up for a count of 10. 1, and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down. Nice. Rest your forearms over the back of your arms here on your legs. And so you're leaning your body forward. Let's go ahead and drop those weights to the end of your fingers. Be careful that they don't drop all the way down onto the ground. So you're really going to have to balance them at the tip and then curl them back up. So now we're working our wrist and we're working the little muscles on the arms, on the front of the arms here. Just go ahead and curl up. You hear music? It might be someone's phone. I was like, oh, is that just me?
It's not my ring. It's really soft, but it's not too bad.
No. So we're working all those little muscles. And some of you might be going fast, or you might want to go slow so you really feel all the muscles in there. And go ahead and bring those hands back up. Nice. Let's go ahead and bring those palms facing each other. Bicep curls now with palms facing each other. Now, this is another opportunity to visualize that you've got honey or something in between you as you go down to those legs. Get that resistance on the back of the arms. Let's do this one for 10. 1, push back down. 2, 3, keep your abs nice and tight. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push back down. Nice. Let's rest those arms on the legs. Come back forward. Now this is a little bit of a different position. I'm going to have you let one palm face down, one face up. So do a nice little twist. And then I'm going to switch and twist the other way. Still working those small muscles, working the wrist, also working the muscles in the forearm. And we just go back and forth. This will help with that grip strength, trying to open jars, open different packages. Sometimes they get difficult. This helps with the dexterity of that small movement. And we'll just do one more.
So we should be doing this more times a week.
You should, yeah. And then go ahead and do more.
You know, this 10 times isn't gonna
I know.
do that.
But you know, if you do too much, these are really small muscles, you might get sore and it could even get swollen if you use it too much. But, you know, like 10 times. You know, if you have, I have like a baton. I don't know why I have my baton from my childhood.
Oh.
Or I'll be walking
cute.
So you
and I'll
use
just
that.
like kind of like,
Son of a baton,
Nice.
40 years.
My
Yeah,
sister has
But a
mine.
few times a week is certainly.
yes,
good.
yes, yeah. Let's put our palms back up.
Such a big thing
I
growing
never
up.
did that.
I sparked some emotion too when I mentioned baton.
You just see you prancing around with the baton.
Yeah, I can
Let's
see that.
Let's do 8 bicep curls. It's the very first position. One, I was not in like any formal training. It was just me out on the street with my friends, right? Our friends on the walk. 4.
Yeah, well, that's the way it was. All the
It
girls
was,
had
yes.
batons.
Well, we had.
And we
two
thought we
loops.
were something.
Boy, love
I never did
batons.
much hula, but that's.
6,
what- yeah.
7, 8, and rest. All right. Go ahead and turn those palms in. We'll do 8 this direction. 1, and of course we thought we were something, right? 2,
Well, everybody, tried to have a
3,
treat.
Yeah.
4,
Well, we were something.
5,
We started to show off.
and 6, 7.
It's better than jumping rope
8,
200 times.
and-
or something.
I like to jump rope. You know, in school we did all that, jump rope and
Yeah,
you know, my mom drank Folgers coffee, so we had those big cans of coffee, and we tied the strings on so we could like be taller, like those walking things, like you stand on them.
Oh, how funny.
Or you tie the string on with the little thing that you jump, like it would spin, and you jump with,
Oh, yeah.
we made all that stuff. So palms out, last one, let's do 6 this time, 6 bicep curls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's do the wrist one more time. So lean forward, let it roll down to the edge of the fingers, and then roll back up. And just do this at your own pace, rolling back and forth. I'm afraid that our Zoom participants can hear me, but they can't always hear you. So they don't know the banter and what the jokes are when we're going back and forth.
Just have to come.
I know.
Look, I can hear you all. It's fun. We're doing it. We can hear you. Enjoy it.
Well, I know sometimes when I watch the recordings, I can't always hear, I can hear the person presenting, but the people in the background.
It's fun.
You can kind of feel how fatigued these muscles get, right? It doesn't take much to fatigue these little muscles. So go ahead and bring your hands back up, palms facing each other. Last curl for 6. 1, push it down. 2, push down. 3, 4, 5, 6, push it down. And bring those arms forward. This is the one where we twist it. One palm is up, one is down. We just twist back and forth. This is a little easier. I don't think it uses as many of the tiny muscles, and your arms are more stationary. And go ahead and bring your bodies up, drop those hands to the side. Whew, good job. All right, we're gonna do our airplane lifts. We're gonna lift up, bringing those arms straight out. When you get to this position, kind of check to see that your wrists are shooting that energy out. So it's almost like my wrists curled down, so my arms are super straight, and I've got energy shooting out my knuckles, and then I come back down. Just a way to add a little more tension. And we'll lift up for 10. Make sure your feet are flat on the ground, body is nice and strong. 1, 2, you feel a little bit of a curl right there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. I'm going to ask you to hold it. Look at your hands, try that curl. Push, curl down just a bit, and bring it back down. Feel a different part of the arm that you're using when you do that, right? Take a deep breath in, relax your body. All right. This set's going to be for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and release. I notice that I start to get a little tight here. You need to like loosen it up. You might, our bodies like to compensate and they all want to jump in and all the muscles want to help. So you can like loosen up any areas that you might feel some stiffness. All right, last count for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and rest those arms. Ooh, good job. It's not even been 30 minutes yet. Let's go ahead and sit at the front of our chair. Widen those legs, get that nice stance. We did this without the weights. This time we're going to use our weights and we're going to push up towards the sky and bring it back down. And let's see if we can go all the way down. Just drop it just a little bit past the hip. Just get a little bit of a twist. We don't want to go all the way down because sometimes it cricks our back with all of this weight. So we're just going to drop it down maybe to the edge of the chair or just a little bit so the arm is straight. And then we push back up and then our arm is straight. And we'll do this. We're going to do 10 on this side. 1 and down. 2 and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You guys look good. 8, 9, 10, and down, and then bring it back up to your hip. Let's do the other side. 1, and it might feel a little different. 2, so adjust to what feels good to you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go all the way down and then bring it back. Good job. Nice. All right. So we did a move where we went across the body and then we went all the way across. So we're going to do that same move. This time, this is a little bit tougher. So we're only going to do 5 on each side. So we push it straight out, bring it across, push it straight out. And we just bring it across. So we have this nice little sweeping movement. Let's do this 5 on each side. So pick whichever arm you'd like. Get a nice strong stance though. Put your feet against the ground. Let's do this. 5, 1. Open up that door. 2, 3, 4, 5. Opening the door. Bring it all the way back and rest. Let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and open the door and bring it back to your rest. Good job. Nice. We're going to do our tap to the wall behind us. So I've got one weight in each hand. I'm actually going to hold it at the edge. So I've got like almost like a pointer, like I've got a little bit of distance here. And so my right hand's going to reach across the left side, tap the wall, bring it back. Take the other side, tap the wall, bring it back. Okay. If this feels like a little too much, you can just tap the wall with your hands. You might get a little bit more flexibility that way. Let's do this for 10. 1, tap. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to center. Nice. Let's get those hands on our knees. Feet are still nice and flat. Check with your body to see how you're sitting. If you're starting to let the back round, right? Roll down, yeah. So bring that chest up, straighten up those spines. Let's go ahead and lift one hand up as high as you can up towards the ceiling. Up and back down. If today that doesn't feel good, if you just want to lift up so that it's parallel with the ground, that's okay. We're going to lift one hand and then we'll do the other hand. We'll do this for 10. 1, bring it back down. 2, 3, 4, did it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, back down and rest. Go ahead and move those shoulders around, loosen them up. Try not to have too much judgment. If you go to move and it hurts, it's kind of that aha moment and you can think about it, but we don't want that, this darn shoulder, why does it always, you know, it's still like, oh, okay, maybe I need some love or a massage or something warm or, you know, but we don't want any negative judgment about any lack of movement or stiffness. Now we're gonna lift both arms up together, all the way up, all the way back down. And we'll do this for a count of 8. 1, and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8, all the way up and back down. Nice. Whew. Check those shoulders, wiggle them out. Keep your palms down. Our next move is going to be through the elbows. So we're going to pull through our elbows back up, and the hands come up as close as we can to our body. Try to touch those shoulder blades together, and then we're going to push them back towards our knees. Well, let's do this for 10. Pull back for 10. 1, push it forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push it back forward. Ooh, good job. This move is going to look similar. We're going to add one variation. I'm going to pull back, but when you push forward, let's push straight out, and then we drop it down. So we just add a little variation here. So we pull back, push forward, and drop. We'll do this for 8. 1, kind of like a circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8, and down. Ooh, take a breath. I was reminded, so I volunteer for the Balloon Fiesta, and I worked at the Balloon Discovery Center. It's the tent that you go in to learn about balloons. It's really good for kids. They have activities, but you can learn how the balloons work. One of the things I learned about Albuquerque is how unique we are because we have the box. So balloons can go up. If the box is at working because of the flow of the air, the current in the hills, the sandias, the balloons come up, they hit that current. If they hit that certain height, they come back and they can land in the same spot. It's called the box. We're unique for it. This was just reminding me of the box. Sorry. This is, so you know what I'm thinking as we go through these classes. All right, what's gonna work, let's work these little muscles on the back of the arms here. So we're gonna lift those weights up towards the sky, bend the elbows, and then the exercise is actually lifting up towards the ceiling and back down. And we'll do this for a count of 10. So go ahead and lift them up, bend the elbows, and let's do this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest those arms. So if you thought I was thinking, how could I torture you? No, my mind's usually doing something weird. So we're gonna go a little deeper this time. So open up those legs. Same move where we're working these back arms. We're gonna add our whole core. So we're gonna drop down. We're gonna bring those arms up towards the sky, drop those elbows. We're gonna bring those weights back up towards the sky, back down to the ground. Let's do this for 10. 1, all the way up, touch those shoulder blades, back to the sky, back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up, touch the sky, and bring those weights to your waist. Whew, good job. We're gonna give our arms a little bit of a break and we'll work our core body just a bit. I still have this wide stance, still nice and strong. Gonna keep those weights close to my body. I'm gonna lean forward and I'm gonna bring my body upright. Now, as you do so, you could push against your legs and your legs could do this workout, but I'm gonna ask you to use your glutes and your lower back muscles, the hamstrings, all these back muscles to lift your body up. So let's go ahead and lean forward and let's lift the body up, use the back muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up. Let's pull those legs in and drop one arm to the side. I'm going to do the same core muscles, but let's do our side muscles. So I'm going to lean one over, other hand's going to come up, tuck underneath, and this is where we switch sides. Let's do this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring your bodies upright. Okay, one more core muscle exercise, and let's keep our feet together, pointing forward. We're gonna lean our body forward and drop those arms down. Again, we could push with our legs, but I want you to use the muscles in the back of your body. You're gonna lift up, keep your arms still locked in this extended position. As you lift up, those arms are gonna push out. Feel your whole abs, everything engaged, and then you bring it back down. We'll do this for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up, and then bring those weights down. Go ahead and let them rest. And let your body rest here, leaning forward. You can let go of the weights. If it feels comfortable, you can leave your legs together if you need to open them just a bit. But let your body kind of hang out here and let your head drop. What we're going to try to do is open up that lower back because we just did some exercises to work the back. Let's release any tightness in that back. Go ahead and grab your weights and bring your body back up to seated. Whew, good job. Nice. I'm going to put one of my weights down. And let's go ahead and do our compressions, right? So I've got this weight and I'm going to visualize that I can compress this weight. Lift those arms up. Squeeze as much as you can. Get the engagement across your chest. Take your fingers, point them towards me. Notice the different muscles that you use as you compress. It kind of raises up in the chest. Point those fingers back up towards the ceiling. Careful with this move. We're going to push our hands up towards the ceiling. Still compressing. You don't want this weight to fall. So you're still squishing. Bring those weights back down. Let's lower it to our knees. You can leave your hands here if this feels good, or you can compress without the hands. I like my hands, it feels better for me. But now let's do that same compression with the legs. Feel the inside of your thighs engaged. Press a little more, feel the inside legs engaged. You might feel it all the way up through your core. And bring that weight up to your chest. Go ahead and grab it. I want you to look under one arm, drop that weight behind you, and bring it back to the front. We'll do 5. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And go ahead and stop in the center, and let's go the other way. Look under that arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one, nice deep stretch through here. And go ahead and set this weight down. All right. So our legs have been still for just a bit. So let's go ahead and get them moving. You can march or you can walk in place. Let's pick up the pace just a bit. Lift those knees up higher. Now, as you do, you might have to lean back or you might need to have your hands on the chair, but lift those knees as high as you can. I'm going to feel this on the top of your thighs here. And go ahead and rest those legs. Woo. All right. Put your hands on your hips. I'm asking you to do this because I want you to roll those shoulders back and open up your chest. Bring that spine nice and straight. In this position here, we're going to kick one foot out. Now, when I say kick, be careful not to kick so much that you feel your knee like really hyperextending. That dirt on you, maybe I'll have to rest. But we're going to kick out, rest it down, kick out, rest it down. And so if you need to move, adjust on your chair to make it comfortable, but I want you to keep your body upright, roll those shoulders back, and let's do a kick, 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 kick. Now, if you can, lift those knees up a little higher and kick, almost as if you were kicking up towards the ceiling. What are who are the women that are those? Yes.
Age. We are the Rockettes.
Yeah, get your arms up and we are. And one more, and rest your body. Whew. Legs are heavy, huh? All right, so we're gonna utilize our chair, the back of our chair a little bit, the next one. So really don't need weights when we're lifting our legs because they're so heavy. I'm gonna have you sit on the edge of your chair and lean back. So I've got this nice little angle. If I lift my knee up, it kind of looks like a V. And so I'm going to leave my hands on my hips. You can put them on the chair. You can actually hang onto the chair and lock your arms against the back. But we're gonna lift both knees up. And so I have my back against the chair to help support me and then lower back down. And so let's lift up for 10. 1, this is our ab workout. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back down. I felt that in my lower back, so I'm going to lean forward just to open up my back just a bit. You need to roll your shoulders, whatever you need to do to loosen up any tightness, any tension. And you can come back up. I'm going to be doing a similar move, only going to add a variation. So I'm still on the edge of my seat. It's so exciting in here. And I'm going to lean back. We're going to lift both knees up, but when both knees are up, we're going to straighten one leg, put them back and down. So we're just going to add that variation in there. So it's going to challenge us just a bit. So I did that leg. My next lift, I'll do the other leg out. All right. I'm going to do this for 8. 1 leg out and down. 2, other leg out and down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. Nice, good job. You guys are looking good. You look good. Okay. Let's go ahead and open those legs just a bit. You don't have to open too wide. And I'm going to put my arms down on my knees. And from this position, I'm going to take my hands and visualize that I can open my legs even wider. My feet are secured. They're going to be stuck on the ground. So I'm just going to push my knees open. As I do, I'm going to try to close my knees. So this is working the inside thighs, but you're also working the back of the arms. So you've got this resistance of pushing and pulling against yourself. So my knees are trying to pull, but my arms are trying to keep them open. Should feel your whole body engaged in this. And come back up. Put your feet a little closer. We'll put our hands on the outside. Now we're going to open the legs up, and my hands are going to keep them from opening up. So again, I've got that push-pull. My knees want to go out, but my hands won't let them. My knees are going out, but my hands are pushing them back. So now I'm working a different part of the muscles in the legs. So doesn't look like I'm doing much. If someone were to walk in, it doesn't look like a lot is happening, but you feel everything engaged here, right? And release, and go ahead and sit up. Nice. All right. With our feet still in front of us, nice position here. I'm going to take my ankle and set it on the opposite knee. We're going to move into our figure 4 position. Lift that rib cage up. This right here might be enough to feel a stretch, right? I can feel my hips are super tight. We're going to lean forward. Don't let the body curl. Don't bring the shoulders forward. Lift that rib cage up. The spine is straight. And just kind of bring your body forward as far as it feels comfortable. You should feel a nice stretch in the hip. Nice exhale helps you lower just a bit more. And bring your body back upright. Let's go ahead and let that leg cross over. Still lifting that rib cage up. You don't want to have this slump position. Let's do a spinal twist. So I'm going to go ahead and reach and grab the chair behind me and look behind me. We haven't done a lot with the eyes, so go ahead and take those eyes and look as far as you can. And come back forward. And let's look the other direction. And come back forward. Nice. Let's lean forward with the legs in a cross position. Lift that rib cage up and lean forward. This feels a little squunchy, huh? Squunchy in the gut. And push yourself up. Let's uncross that leg. Let's do the other side. So lift that opposite ankle onto the other knee. Lift the rib cage up, and we're going to go ahead and lean forward. Feel that nice stretch in the hip. You should be doing this every day, a couple times a day, 3 times a day, right? Keep those hips nice and loose.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not do it one time
Oh,
today.
you know, you could do this in bed before you get up. I'll lift my feet up and I'll just cross them and I'll do like a figure 4, like you do in yoga, but in my bed. I'll stretch out before I get out of bed, or I'll do a happy baby to open up my hips. Then relax those shoulders.
Let you wake up slowly.
Mm-hmm.
You start when you're still asleep, really almost asleep.
And bring your body up and go ahead and rest that leg over. I think of it, cars don't need it as much now, but you used to have to warm your car up, right, before you ran it. Let's go ahead and twist that leg. We'll do a spinal twist looking behind you. You gotta warm your bodies up. And come back forward. Let's twist the other direction. Still using those eyes, right, to look as far as you can. And come back forward. And let's lean forward with the legs crossed. Again, lifting up that rib cage and leaning forward. And bring your body upright. Let's uncross those legs, but keep them close together. We're going to do that stretch that we do in Qigong, where we're going to lean our body forward. Drop those hands near your feet and visualize that you've got this big white t-shirt on, right? And it's hanging over your legs. You've got the edge of it right where your feet are. You're going to grab that edge, cross your hands, grab the edge of that t-shirt. We're going to lift it up, off, over our heads, opening up. From this position, visualize that you're pulling it way out. Touch your shoulder blades together. Leave those hands back behind you as you bring your body back to that forward position. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Push up towards the ceiling. Now you can reach back towards the feet, cross those hands, grab the edge of that t-shirt. Let's lift up, pull that shirt off, opening up. Same move here, open up that chest, touch those shoulder blades. Leave the hands here as you bring your body forward. My hands automatically just kind of twist so my palms are facing up. Now push those palms up towards the ceiling, opening up the arms, the shoulders. Last time, let's reach forward, cross those hands, grab that t-shirt, pulling it up and over the head. Opening up. And we're gonna bring our body down so we get that last stretch across the shoulder, pushing those palms up. Push a little further up. And go ahead and drop those arms down. Let them rest in front of you, let your head drop. Try to tuck your chin towards your chest in this lowered position. So you feel a nice stretch down the back of your spine. I'm going to give you permission now to roll your shoulders. So now you can kind of curl that spine, roll the shoulders, feel a stretch all the way down the spine. And slowly begin to walk your body back up. Be careful you don't go too fast. You might get a little dizzy with our head hanging down below our knees. Whew, good job. Let's go ahead and do some stretches. We did work our arms just a bit. We're going to take one arm across, the other arm is going to come in to assist. Get a nice stretch across the shoulder here. I'm going to switch and do the other side. We worked our wrists a little bit today, so let's go ahead and stretch those out. Go ahead and put your hands together and interlace your fingers, and then turn those palms and face me. Take your palms of your hand and push them towards me, and push out with your arms so you feel the stretch, not only on your fingers, but you should feel the stretch across the inside of the wrist there. And let's bring those hands up over your head, push up towards the ceiling. Bring them back out straight towards me. Turn those palms towards each other. Let's go ahead and close those fingers in. So now I've got my hands collapsed here. And let's do some little circles. Let's loosen up those wrists just a bit. So I'm just doing little mini figure eights. And you probably chose a direction that felt comfortable for you. We'll do a few this direction. So pay attention which way your hand's moving. Stop, go the other way. You guys don't look quite as pretty that way. Doesn't flow quite as well. So for our ambidextrous gentleman here. All right, shake those wrists out, shake those hands out. We did this in the beginning. Let's go ahead and make a fist, open up, fist, open up. Open up those fingers. And then we'll do one last stretch for our legs. So I'm going to keep my knees are bent. I'm going to stretch one leg out, but keep one leg straight. And the leg that's extended out, I'm going to point that toe back at me. So even in this position, I feel a nice stretch across the back of my leg. So I'm really stretching that one, pushing my heel forward, pulling my toe towards me. Now let's lean over the leg that's bent. Watch that other foot, make sure it doesn't relax. It should stay nice and flexed. And bring the body upright. Let's pull this foot in and let's stretch it to the other side. Same thing, you should feel a nice stretch just in this position, pushing through the heel, pulling the toe back towards you. This leg feels a little tighter than the other side. And let's lean on that leg that's bent. And bring yourself up. Let's stretch both legs out. Now be careful in this position because with both legs out, we don't feel quite as stable on the chair. And so I'm going to walk myself down, but I'm going to walk slowly. If my chair starts to move, I can stop and readjust myself. We're gonna pull ourselves slowly down. No falling out of the chair. And walk yourself back up. And let's do one last side stretch. So hand on your chair, arm up towards the ceiling, and let's lean over. And I'm actually going to drop my other arm down so it's resting on the chair. That way I can really get a nice deep stretch. Turn your palm up towards the ceiling and stretch towards that ceiling. And let's do the other side. So what I did is I rested my arm so I could really sit my body and relax here. The other hand pushes up towards the ceiling, feeling a nice stretch. Push a little harder. And release. Whew. All right, guys, good job. Nice workout.